Welcome to one of my Runeterra highlight videos. I highlight a different deck almost every single day of the week. If you enjoy the content, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Enjoy. Alright, Leona Shyvana. So, these are two champions that I feel like kind of have a package around them in Runeterra that I both really like. So Shyvana recently got a bit of a boost, and I feel like this has really pushed her into competitive territory. So she's a 4/4 for 4 dragon champion that levels up when she's seen dragon allies deal 12 plus damage. And when she attacks, she gives herself +1/+1 this round. Her leveled mode is a really powerful mid-range card. It allows us to apply a lot of pressure by attacking with a 7/7 that also grows when it eats things. And then it notably also creates a strafing strike, which allows us to really dictate how the board plays out by fighting something almost every single turn. Along with Shyvana, her kind of package, I feel, is Screeching Dragon here. Just good rate dragon unit that has Challenger and Fury, so good at getting bigger and dealing damage and helping you control the board. And then the other cards that I feel really go with her are some copies of Concerted Strike, because making your ally strike levels Shyvana quicker because it lets your dragons deal extra damage. Some single combats to interact with the board, and then Dragon Guard Lieutenant as a cheap unit, as well as Egghead Researcher as a cheap unit. The second package in this deck is our other champion, Leona, and this is a more defined package that we've seen in a lot of different shells. So she has the Daybreak champion, so gets a bonus if it's the first card you've played in a turn. Stuns the strongest enemy unit. She levels when you've activated Daybreak 4+ times over the course of the game. Notably, she doesn't have to see you Daybreak, so there's games where she can even come down as early as turn 4, already leveled. And then her leveled mode provides a constant stream of stuns for us here. So every time you Daybreak, she gets to stun something else. Now, one thing you will note in this deck is that this isn't really a Dragons deck, even though it's playing Shyvana. So Shyvana and Screeching Dragon are actually the only two dragon units in our deck. However, we have Egghead Researcher to make additional dragons, and notably, because Shyvana and Screeching Dragon are the only two dragons we're playing, this means our dragons clutches are very consistent. Essentially, so long as we haven't drawn all of our Shyvanas or all of our Screeching Dragons, this dragons clutches always draws us a 4 and a 5 drop, basically turning this into a double tutor that gives us card advantage, which is really, really powerful. So I like this deck a lot. Let's go ahead and dive on into some games with it and see how it goes. Mistake was made. Oyer's comment was good. I disagree with what they were classifying as a misplay, but at least they tried to dictate. They tried to help explain why they felt the way they did, which is what I'm looking for. All right, actually pretty good here, huh? Just like 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our first time in this set. Perfect. Getting to play with this deck. Previous two opponents have both banned it.
Follow the horizon.
Another day guarding the walls.
It is a little bit harder to have full discussions during my first gauntlet of the week too, because like my chat is minimized right now. I'm popping it up back and forth in between, but I also want to make sure we get through the games relatively quickly.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, that seems fine. Like, they're keeping their life total kind of high here, but their tempo exchange here, trading 5 mana for 2 is not great for them. Meteor Shower kills Heimer and Ezreal, so I think that's the pick. One thing that's worth noting in this deck is that the only 2 dragons in my deck are Shyvana and Screeching Dragon, which means when I play Dragon's Clutches, I'm guaranteed to draw one of each of these.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Can't stop me.
So they're gonna get to Mystic Shot this, but that's fine.
Sure.
I am watching you, dragon.
We'll see if this is able to eat Ezreal here or not. Their regions don't have things that stun. They could have, like, get excited. We could have thermal beam. Okay.
They are nothing.
It's not a terrible draw. They might open attacks here, though.
So, how do you get that kind of volume in your hair?
Electrical currents and aging safety equipment, my boy.
I don't think I've heard that interaction before. That's fantastic. That's like real. This game is so good. Like, it's just like the amount of alive that this game is. It's just like it's just phenomenal. I think we kill Heimer here because they don't have mana to play Mystic Shot. And then next turn I'm going to have 8 mana total, so I can Dragon's Clutches plus play my Challenger Dragon. So I think we go 4-1. We take a hit for 1 from the Elusive. And then next turn we'll have a Challenger to kill this, hopefully. So we get to draw 2 different dragons, which again, I only have 2 different dragons in my deck. So that draw dragons card is always Screeching Dragon plus Shyvana here. Gives us a good bit of consistency and card advantage. Now, they do have 8 mana up this turn, so we could see Vengeance on our Screeching Dragon. That being said, with this Hush draw, that's not too big of a deal, because if Ezreal attacks Sid next turn, I get to Hush the Elusive off of him.
Never keep a dragon waiting.
And this play I think is good for us, right? Like, they basically just traded. They didn't really trade super efficiently there. And this Hush means I don't have to be super afraid of this next turn still. Opponent's also down to 8, and this is getting close to leveling.
It's not bragging if you could back it up.
Face me.
So, if this happens, this will level. If they have, like, a deal 3, they're going to want to deal 3 here, so she doesn't level up. But even if they do that, I have, like, another Shyvana and a Dragon's Lieutenant here. So, pretty good open attacks. Mystic Shot and a deal 1, sure. Wait,
Now I take to the sky.
I don't think that was what they intended to do, but I'll take it.
Never again will we fall to Dragonfire.
I think I play this out here, and then I just open attacks. Because if I open attacks with this, she gets her buff, which effectively heals her. Opponent is currently dying, so as you will. So if I have these fight, she gets bigger and this lives.
Not an escape.
But she has Fury, so she gets back, and then this heals her as well. We'll see what Egghead can roll up for us here. Two scraps for sure.
I'm something of this aspiring trichologist. Keep up, old man.
That's normally not very good, but even that's kind of fine on this board. Gosh, I think I'm playing. I think I'm just playing Leona out here. Just to use my mana. Am I? Nah, they could have something big next turn. I'm just gonna pass. Or also a Shadow Isles deck, so like Ruination could be something that I have to worry about. Cards you don't see every day. If I play this, it plays around them having a burn spell for this, but they have a burn spell for this. I could beat it with Sharp Sight. Saving Sharp Sight to eat Ezreal, though, has value. I think I just do this. Just get this out of Mystic Shot and get Excited Range here. And then I think I play this out and then plan to give this Challenger to try and push lethal next turn. Is my plan. Now these two are lethal. This loses to Vengeance, I suppose. It's also very possible that, like, doing this and losing my, So, if I strafing strike here, they die, right? Because it makes this 10. So they go to 0 instead of 1. I also have Sharp Sight in a pinch.
From the skies.
I feel like this matchup's probably the worst of the two for this deck that we're playing. Because their deck, Orient Soul implies that they go a little bit bigger than us, so we need to get under them. I think I'm mulliganing around Shyvana looking for dragons and fight cards to support leveling her up so she can let us take over the board. There could be merit to keeping the Concerted Strike for that reason. This is really awkward. 2-drop. Messenger Sigil is an interesting inclusion in their deck. It's a good pickup. It means we at least don't have to spew our mana this turn. Spew as much mana this turn, I guess I should say.
Bask in her radiant blessing. My faith protects me.
No point using a single combat to kill this. The card's very valuable for later.
I am more than I seem.
We'll be in a decent spot to level her next turn between Sharp Sight, single combat, and the Screeching Dragon, which is nice. It's a tempo positive exchange for us, though. So, like, that feels bad from an emotional perspective, but in terms of, like, tempo, it's fine. Is worth noting, like I mentioned, I think the opponent's deck goes bigger than us with Orient Soul at the top end, so there is some concern that that's going to give them enough time to stall out to get there. It's a lovely pickup.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart. Fire and fury burn in me.
So they only have 1 mana available here, so if they attack, I get to block plus Sharp Sight.
Come, face me.
I think I'm holding this for now. Making a spell mana here sounds fine.
Prove your worth, Sephiroth.
once was two, now is one. Burn away, doubt!
I think I'm single combating this to level her. Getting, even if they kill this next turn, getting my other Shyvana leveled in my deck has value.
There are none like me.
Leveled Shyvana is going to help me control the board really nicely as well. The strafing strike every turn from here. We have to get Always Sunny down this turn to get another chunky monster. There's still a couple of turns off from Oriental, hopefully. They could have Eclipse Dragon here. Eclipse Dragon's easily their best play, because it means they threaten Oriental as early as next turn. That one is not that big a deal. I think I play this, and then if they attack with this, I just take the hit. I could have played this to, like, bounce off of here, but I think I'd rather get multiple Daybreak triggers in. Leona's at 2 out of 4 now. And now the question becomes, do I want to bank Spell Mana for the turn or not? I think the answer is yes. Banking Spell Mana means I have 11 mana next turn, which potentially means I can do this plus this. Terrible pickup. I wonder if Bastion's something they play. I feel like the answer is probably no. So they have 4 mana remaining here.
The mountain knows me. I am the traveler.
They could have invoked something cheap here, but I kind of just want to, like, play this and smash into them.
Unyielding light.
I think is the game plan here. Okay, that could be an Orient Soul next turn. I think I want to be able to eat something with this champion, with the spells she generates, so I think we just attack here without playing out more of these.
Back, heretic.
So I think I keep this alive by striking here. This is net neutral on toughness on the Shyvana because it heals 2 and then this Furies for 1. So anything 3 attack or less leaves the toughness the same. And then this also won't take anything off here either, so it's going to end at 5 toughness, but it's going to get 2 more attacks, so we'll keep 7 attack here. So they're going to go to 9, but like, and now we're wide enough that even if they have the Orient Soul off of Written in the Stars for 1 cheaper next turn, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We can kill them on an open attacks the following turn. They could also just gotten a Shyvana here, which is really not a big deal. I guess Shyvana is actually probably better than Asol for them here, because Shyvana would cost 3, and it would let them go wide, potentially, this turn. Alright, yeah, there's their 12-12. And then I'll play Egghead Researcher as a jump blocker. We can literally play a bunch of these out here.
Stardust is nothing to ash and fire.
Not the egg.
Not the egg. Grinder you go. And then I think we play this because this means I get to challenge this, so this doesn't die.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
They will not escape punishment.
I do love an audience.
I was about to say who's got 2 thumbs and never beats a judgment, this guy, but then we drew Leona, so I think the answer is we play her and we can beat a judgment, right?
I am the bulwark against darkness. The power
So her first stun here pops the spell shield, but this, since it's always sunny in Runeterra, gives us 2 more stuns after. Nice, super clean.